All right, hi, and welcome back. Attorney Steve Vondran here. We are talking about boxing, fighting piracy here, illegal video broadcast of pay-per-view fights. This is the Triller Fight Club lawsuit, okay? So I've been getting some calls recently on this. Hey, I got a letter says if I pay $49.95, or maybe it's $99, if I pay the fee through their portal, I will not be pursued for a copyright infringement case. I will not face up to $150,000 in potential copyright damages and damages under the Federal Communications Act. As you can see here, Section 605 and Section 553. Those are what I call the boxing piracy. I call them boxing piracy because we do a lot of those cases. But illegal fight, illegal interception of the fight, illegal broadcast of the fight on cable or satellite. Okay, so this lawsuit has been filed. It's in the Central District of California, as you can see right here. That's a federal district court in the Central District of California, LA, Orange County area. So Triller Fight Club broadcast the fight Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, and it wasn't much of a fight, actually. It was done in the first round, but at any rate, they had sold over 1 million, 1.5 million, somewhere in that area, pay-per-views, but a bunch of people illegally watched and broadcast the fight. Mainly 11 companies here, as you can see, named in the complaint right there. Film Daily, Access TV Pro, Sports Today, My Sports Club, Bill of Sports, Trendy Clips, all kinds of companies that are alleged to have illegally broadcast the fight without paying the proper commercial license, okay? So we have a lawsuit here. It's been filed. Now, what's interesting about this is the plaintiff here, Triller Fight Club, is offering what I would call an amnesty period, a 1-month clemency. If you come forward and you pay the fee, it's $49 plus, and go through their portal and you pay the fee, then they will say they will release you from all copyright infringement claims and other legal claims. You can see 8 different claims being made here, including violations of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. But more importantly, the 47 U.S.C. 605 and the 47 U.S.C. 553. Those are the Telecom Act, intercepting and broadcasting in without legal authorization, a commercial fight without the proper license. Okay, and that's whether it's cable or satellite. The penalties can vary. But here you can see the lawsuit naming all these different companies. So what do? Are you legally required to pay the settlement? No. They are not, literally, they're not naming you. Let's go down a little bit here. They're not actually naming you in the complaint. Let's go over here. But as you can see, there is does 1 through 100, so that could be you. The does 1 through 100. That means a doe defendant means they don't know who you are, and they will go try to find out. How do they do that? They'll try to subpoena records from your VPN company. A lot of people use VPNs, and some VPN providers are said to keep records. Some are said to not keep records. So it is not 100% clear if there's actually going to be something to obtain. But they are providing this limited amnesty period to pay, about $50, let's call it, to get out of the lawsuit. They'll release you. I read the release. I was not really that impressed with it, by the way. I didn't like it. I think definitely, especially if you're a company, you want to make sure everybody's getting released and a good, proper release. So I'm not sure I love their release agreement, the last one I saw anyway. So anyway, but they are bringing this action, as you can see. They're bringing it. They're claiming they lost in excess of $100 million. $100 million. Let's go back to that. Plaintiff, well, you can read all that. If you want to pause this, you can pause this and take a read. But Triller seeks in excess of $100 million against defendants, and each of them who are cyber criminals. Cyber criminals. So I don't know if they're calling you a criminal because you watched the fight, not knowing if somebody was commercially licensed or not, or whether you were broadcasting the fight. And there was recently in the COVID-19 relief bill, by the way, there was a new law that made illegal streaming of content a felony. It could be a misdemeanor, or not just a misdemeanor. It used to be a misdemeanor, now a felony. So it is very important that you understand this, that you take it serious. Should you pay? Well, that's up to you. I don't know. I guess if it was me and I broadcast the fight, if I was a sports club or something that broadcast, a restaurant, bar, nightclub, yeah, I guess I'd probably pay the $50 and get out of there and hope to avoid all problems. But if I was somebody else, like a viewer, like I was at a sporting event, turns out they were being sued, do I have to pay $49 because I was there and I didn't know they had the proper license? Well, this is not legal advice, and I cannot give you legal advice on the internet. But I don't know if it was me. I don't know of any authority that somebody that's viewing something without any knowledge of something being pirated. I don't know that that's actually against the law. But at any rate, they are seeking amnesty. They're making these claims. Here's your websites. If you want to view the complaint, here it is. But there it is. It's a limited amnesty period, almost $50, get you out of the lawsuit. Again, I would probably try to clean up that settlement agreement a little bit. It didn't look the best to me, but they claim each stream of the fight has a unique fingerprint embedded in the content. So this is how they're going to track you. They're going to figure out who your VPN is. They're going to subpoena the information through discovery, and they're going to be seeking all these damages. We'll wait and see if it actually happens. A lot of time there's a lot of bark and no bite, but it's hard to say. But here's the lawsuit. Here it is. And if you're involved in it, if you got a letter, if you're a viewer, if you're a viewer, I don't know. Are they really going to? I've never even heard of a case that went after a viewer because the viewer should have known something. But business owners, yes, we represent a lot of business owners in what we call boxing piracy cases. The 553-605 claims, that's the Federal Telecommunications Act. This case also had a claim under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, I should say. Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, 18 U.S.C. 1039. So we will wait to see. There are unnamed people. There are illegal streams. They claim they lost hundreds of millions of dollars. They made a ton of money. It was a quick fight. But this is what can happen. And again, like I said, with this new felony law, it's illegal streaming of broadcasting, copyrighted content, and broadcasting is a felony, can be deemed as a felony. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure, especially when they're using terms like cyber criminal. They're telling you you're a criminal. You got to take these things serious. This is not legal advice. If you need help with a Triller letter, if you received a Triller letter or a subpoena, or I don't know what else is maybe going to come, a notice of a subpoena or a summons and a complaint could also come to you. Give us a call. You know where to find us on the web at attorneysteve.com. Here's the complaint, seeking all kinds of damages. But this is a little quick, basic overview of the Triller Fight Club lawsuit.